moving forward, you told me as soon as this happened, this is the Anthony Joshua show, as they say on Broadway. The show must go on. Right now, okay, address the Luis Ortiz situation because they are telling people you lowballed them.
Well, as we had a conversation going up the stairs, I said next week when we've announced the new Anthony Joshua opponent, which will be this weekend, I will expose Luis Ortiz and I will show everybody the exact correspondence. A lot of that has leaked out, and most people now are shocked at what Luis Ortiz turned down. So, you could say, I mean, it was definitely 5 times what he earned to fight Deontay Wilder, at least 5 times, right? And again, there's a lot of, I'm not want to throw mud at people, but there's a lot of people saying, well, perhaps, when you talk about cycles and cheating in sports, is not addressed to Luis Ortiz necessarily. There are fighters that when they're away from camp, not being tested, they are living certain lifestyles. Now, that's allegations thrown towards many fighters.
Right.
Luis Ortiz had just under 7 weeks' notice for this fight when we first gave him the call. He asked for a huge amount of money. We were about 90% within what he asked for. And I don't know, because the first call I had was from his manager to say, oh, man, Luis won't be ready, but, and then they come back about 3 days later and went, well, actually, if you give him this much, he'll take the fight. Now, I don't know whether they were just trying to
get
throw...
in shape real quick.
Yeah. We're trying to throw... But 7 weeks, like, he only boxed in March. So it's not like how out of shape.
And he doesn't have to cut weight.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So he's out, and I'll make further comments on that next week, but he turned down an absolute fortune for that fight.
With that said, couple things. Do you believe because he's with the PBC and Al Heyman that he was ever going to take the fight or would be allowed to take the fight?
That's a good question, and that's something I can't answer. I don't know. I've been told that he's been promised the Deontay Wilder fight next.
Right.
And then Konaki has been promised the Deontay Wilder fight the fight after, which is very alarming for Anthony Joshua's hopes of an undisputed fight with Deontay Wilder, which is what everybody wants, and the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. But that said, Andy Ruiz, who is also right in the mix, is also a PBC Al Heyman fighter, not quite of the same stature as Luis Ortiz, but there does seem to be a desire to let him have the opportunity. And, he's someone we're looking at.
That's the name that I've been hearing, and he recently just fought. So he's, I was going to say he's clearly in shape. He never looks the part necessarily.
Yeah, that's one of the problems.
But he's an athlete.
No, he can fight.
But he can fight. Yeah. He's an athletic. He's sort of a dichotomy. He's an athletic guy, fast hands.
There's no question that is an as tough a fight, if not tougher, than Jarrell Miller. It doesn't have the sort of the beef that those two created between each other. But he has very fast hands. Yes. He throws a lot. He's actually quite an intelligent fighter.
No question.
Aesthetically,
right? No question of PDs. I think
yeah. So, but I wanted someone, Mario, that there's so much money is such a huge motivator in the sport of boxing, and I understand that because it's a very dangerous sport. But I wanted someone that actually says, I can win the World Heavyweight World Championship. I know I can. And how much is it? Yeah, let my team sort that out. But please, Eddie, give me this shot. I know I can beat Joshua. And he's one of the guys who is that guy. Like, I spoke to him. I like him. I know he thinks he can win. I know he'll let his hands go. I know he'll make it a very exciting fight. It could be Mexico's first ever world heavyweight champion. Of course, there's a big Hispanic market as well. So it's probably between about 3 guys, but he's right in the mix. And he's fit, having coming off a fight. He's ready. He's in training. I like the way he talks, but he believes. He believes he can win. And I don't want Joshua's debut in New York. And it is the Anthony Joshua show. Yeah. But still, we're not going to take the mickey out of fans. We've sold 17,000 tickets already. We're not going to just put a guy in that's going to go one round or not try. Right. We want someone live. And Ruiz is live with fast hands. And it's not a great style for Joshua, to be honest with you.
Right. It's a tough
fight. Smaller guy who's got fast hands who wings him in. So, but, he wants a real fight.
That'd be a fun fight. When do you plan on announcing?
I think this weekend we will make an announcement. So it's Ruiz, it's 2 other guys as well. I mean, Michael Hunter's in the mix as well. He's former cruiserweight who just lost to Alexander Usyk. He's the only loss on his career. He has 2 heavyweight wins. Don King's been phoning me around the clock for Trevor Bryan, who doesn't really have the credibility.
Come on now, Eddie.
But it's like, I've got to say, right, the first...
Don King, wow. I get amazed that he's still alive.
This is like, you have to respect the hustle, right? Because the first call I got when Dan Rafael broke this story was from Don King.
Wow.
Right? He's like, what, 88, 87?
Right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So it's, Eddie, I know, I feel your pain. I'm going to help you out right now. I'm going to be your savior. like this. I'm
That's
thinking,
awesome.
well, and even yesterday, he phoned me. He's like, "You haven't returned my call about Trevor Bryan." I'm like, "You know what, Don? I know 24-0 from New York, in good shape, #1 in the WBA. He's ranked 12th best heavyweight in America. You know, like Joshua's beaten Eric Molina. He's beaten Dominic Brazil. He's beaten a lot of American fighters, and they're way ahead of this guy. But then Don gets me for 5 minutes about the people from New York and me. You know, I will be there with my flags. I'm like, and
flags are big.
And
In his hair.
I start thinking about it, and I'm like, maybe we should go with Trevor Bryan. And I'm like, wake up, you know. And it's like, no,
now
no,
hold on.